What's going on, guys? Welcome to Killer's Corner, and today we got our post-fight Sunday recap, joined by a very special guest today. We got my buddy Chris here. How you doing today?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Ready to talk about. We had a great fight card yesterday. Some great
Okay.
fights, and let's just kick it off with the pure dominance from Hamzat. I know you are a huge Hamzat fan. I'm sure you were really happy to see that last night. Give me some thoughts you had.
Man, I was honestly a little bit shocked by his performance. He did really, really well. He did better than I thought. He showed that he could have some really good control in the top multiple times, putting Duplessis into a crucifix there, and yeah, he just showed pure control, and it was really, really cool to see.
Yeah, I really agree. It was insane the fact that he only had one unsuccessful takedown, or maybe
Yeah.
towards the end there were a couple more. But yeah, through the first 3 rounds there was only one unsuccessful takedown. It's like, how is that dominant of a performance where he can't even stuff anything? Like, he was trying to jump guillotines. I don't know why he was doing that. He should have just stuffed the head down. Could not
Yeah.
stop nothing there. Like, it was insane. Like, yeah, he didn't have a lot of significant strikes. You may call it a boring fight, but it was pure dominance. There was no stop from Dricus. There was nothing stopping him. I heard Dricus's coach mention after the third round, he said, okay, now we're going to fight him. So that kind of got me thinking maybe the game plan was going to be to just start slow, try to tire him out. But he did nothing in those first 3 rounds to tire him out. He just sat there in the bottom and let Hamzat give him these weak shots that did no damage, and he just sat there. He let him sit there. He wasn't making Hamzat work, and that's why Hamzat had the gas tank to go a full 5 rounds there.
Yes, it was very, very cool to see. There was many people wondering about Hamzat's gas tank going into that fight, but yeah, like you said, he just got on top of him and just drained Duplessis right out, and it didn't do anything to Hamzat, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I was even one of them. In my video before the fights, I was talking about how in that Usman fight, he slowed down in that third round. But he didn't have
Mhm.
to this time because he wasn't work. Dricus didn't make him work that hard. And it really wasn't like, it wasn't a super tough fight for him. Like, yeah, it was tough to find a finish, but like, when you're dominating for that long, having him, what, 3 different times he had him in a crucifix, it's like, how do you, yeah, like, that's insane. The fact that he couldn't stop nothing and just let him work on him the entire fight.
I know. I know you. I thought Dreykus would be a little bit more prepared for this because he had said in the conferences that he was just going to stand up simply. But like, I mean, it showed that Hamzat's skill is just unmatchable. You can't beat it. It's
Oh
hard.
yeah,
He's
it
really
was
good.
it was insane. Yeah, and Drickus was even saying he was going to shoot takedowns. That wasn't even close to happening.
No,
Like, yeah, I don't know. In
no.
that last minute there, like, that was just kind of a whole shit show. The Drickus Classic, where he's just kind of bat out of hell, just swinging everywhere. Like,
Yeah,
almost got the finish there too. That was insane. I was
imagine.
yeah, I was thinking that was gonna be like a Leon Edwards, Kamaru Usman moment where he just steals it in the last
Oh,
minute. But nope,
that would have
Hamzat
been
was able to get
insane.
out of there, get back to the
Y-
top, and that was it.
Yeah, secure that win and make it 15-0. That's crazy. Undefeated
Exactly. Yep.
still.
Yeah, and it's insane that that's only his third win that isn't from a finish. Because
Yeah.
yeah, in every fight he's had in the UFC, either knockout or submission, but besides the three. And yeah, the fact Dricus was able to take him the distance, I think says something. I think people are giving Dricus too much shit for his grappling, because like, yeah, he got dominated, but he, at the same time, he was able to avoid getting finished. I mean, I guess that's the slight plus for him, but even though there wasn't really many pluses from that performance.
Yeah.
So then with Dricus, what do you think's next for him after a loss, like coming off a loss like this?
Oh, what's next for Dreykus, man? I don't know. Who does. Shit.
Because middleweight's
Mm,
got a lot of up and coming guys. You got Fluffy Hernandez. That could
that's
be an
true.
option. I'd like that fight.
That's true. That's what I was. Yeah, that's true. Actually, you could put Anthony Hernandez against him, kind of prove. Maybe Dreykus will come back and win that. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. I
Uh,
like that fight. Even an RDR fight. I'd like to see that. I think that would be a
yes.
good fight.
Yeah, RDR would be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be a cool fight to see.
Or even if he takes on the loser of the Imavov Barayo fight coming up, that could be a great one too. Like, he's got
Yeah.
options there, and he's gonna need a win in his next fight just to kind of prove
Mhm.
everyone wrong who kind of jumping the gun saying, "Oh, he can't grapple. He's why was he a champ?" He defended the belt 3 times, or he defended the belt twice, had 3 title wins, so
Mhm.
he is a legit fighter. I think. I hope he gets a good opponent next up where he's able to get back in the win column, get back on track, and Maybe
Yeah.
he can improve his grappling and get a rematch. Who knows? But at this point, it looks like Hamzat's levels above Dricus in the
Yes.
grappling department.
Yes, I would have to agree. Hamzat is just yeah. He's just a wrestler, man, and Dreykus just wasn't there on his level that night.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Crazy.
Yeah, and then also we saw that the judges or the ref was it once or twice that he separated Hamzat and DDP there. I know Joe Rogan had his comments on there. He's not a fan of that. I'm sure I get that like from the entertainment side, you don't want to see someone just like laying on top. You want to see them either inflicting damage, looking for a submission, something like that. But at the same time, he worked hard to get to that position, and like just taking it away from him, like I don't know. How do you feel about that?
I think, yeah, I don't know. I would say overall, I'm not a big fan of him taking away the position like that. Getting to the ground and then going, like, getting on top, it takes work, it takes energy to do that. And then just to stand them up like that, just because it's not entertaining, like, and even then, like, I wouldn't say it wasn't entertaining. Yeah, Hamza wasn't landing like significant strikes, but he was still, landing some strikes to the head and still putting in work. He wasn't like I wouldn't say he was stalling or anything like that. I think he was still doing what he has to do as a grappler. That's what you do, you know what I mean? If
Yeah.
if you can hold someone down to the ground and land shots, that's what you do.
Yeah, exactly. And especially with this fight, when he was separated, it felt like not even 10 seconds later, he was shooting another takedown. So, like, he was able to get back to those positions. It didn't become an issue in this fight. But just in general, I don't love the separation. Like, I feel like, I don't know, against the wall, maybe, like, if you can't even get him down, and like if you're just sitting there against the wall, like I could maybe see that, like in some cases, like in the Jose Aldo Mario Bautista fight, like I could maybe get behind that. But like just especially when you're
Mhm.
on the ground, if you've got your opponent there, you should be able to keep him there. The ref shouldn't be able to take that away from you.
Yes, 100%. And it wasn't like we were seeing a boring like obviously, some people will call it a boring performance from Hamzat. I say it wasn't a boring performance from Hamzat. He was doing multiple different moves on the ground. He was going from like half guard to side control to like mounted crucifix and stuff like. He was
Yeah.
switching it up. He wasn't just sticking to top guard, like top mount and then just landing some like little jabs and stuff. Like he was switching it up. He was doing things. So for the ref to like stop it all and then like stand him up, I don't know, man. It almost seemed like he felt bad for DDP and was just giving him a chance almost. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And I just had the little bit of hope for DDP the entire time, especially in that
Mhm.
last minute there. But
Oh,
it's
man.
just, yeah, it was after, honestly, after the fourth round is where I lost hope. After the third, when I heard his coach say that to him about, yeah, when I heard his coach mention, okay, we're going to fight him now, I was like, oh, maybe we'll have a fight on our hands here. But he just
Yeah.
wasn't able to do anything to stop him.
No, no. I mean, I like DDP. I mean, I don't dislike DDP at all. I think he was a good champ. He obviously has a very, very unique
Yeah.
style to him. But yeah, I was expecting more from him for sure, for sure. I was expecting for the champion to put out more and at least to be able to get up from like one of the takedowns. You know what I mean? I maybe he did. I probably am mistaken on that, but I was expecting more. I was expecting more from the champion.
No, 100%, or maybe a flying anvil or something coming out of there.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, now let's move on. We got the co-main event here. Ended up being really entertaining fight. It was we had Aaron Pico came out really hot, was looking good, mixing the grappling and the striking really well. Was 2 for 3 on his takedowns, and then he
Mhm.
just gets caught over aggressive. Lerone Murphy with a beautiful spinning elbow just knocked his lights out completely. It was
Oh,
insane. What did you think about that one?
beautiful, man. I don't know. I was hoping to see a bit more from Aaron Pico that fight, but their own Murphy, man, you can't doubt him. He did so well. That spinning elbow just connected perfectly. And yeah, man, it was quick. Round one finisher.
Exactly. And especially being able to come back. He took a big body shot there early in the first round. You could tell that hurt him. He felt it. But he was still
Mhm.
able to come back from that and land that huge elbow, get the win. I see a lot of people online comparing him to Leon Edwards with how he kind of got his one finish, and then besides that was just a decision machine, and then yeah, obviously got
Mhm.
exposed by Bilal there. But I don't know. I mean, early in his career, Lerone Murphy was knocking out. He was getting finishes and a lot. Before this one, he hasn't had a finish since 2021. But seeing him being able to get it done last night, that just really shows me that maybe he is able to get these finishes against top end talent, because Aaron Pico looked like a true contender in that fight. So it'll be interesting. I see Volk already called him out on Twitter. Seems like they kind of have a verbal agreement that they're going to fight in December if the UFC is able to put that together. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So Lerone Murphy, it was
Yeah,
yeah. Or
that
go
was
ahead.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lerone Murphy. I've seen him fight Volk, man. That'd be really really cool fight to see. I think Lerone will put up a really tough fight, and obviously Volk is a tough customer too. But man, if they can get that fight made, that'd be a really 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 good one. That'd be a barn burner, man.
Yeah, exactly. And especially just seeing Volk back again. I know he already fought Diego Lopez and got the win, but just seeing him now after coming back from the two knockouts, fighting against another striker here, I think, yeah, I'm really excited for that fight. And yeah, it looks like even though Aaron Pico lost, it looks like this division still has, yeah, it looks like he's going to be another legit contender in this division. I could see him
Mhm.
next fight maybe taking on a guy like Dan Ige or Patricio Pitbull or Josh Emmett or someone along the lines of that. And I think he'd be able to get a win against most of those guys too. But
Yeah,
yeah, it'll be obviously he'll need some time to recover after taking a big shot like that. But
yeah,
I was really
yeah.
happy with the performance I saw from him there.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. That was really good co-main event.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
All right, now moving on to the first spinning elbow of the night. We got Carlos Pradas with a huge knockout against Jeff Neal. It was
Man.
it was really, I don't know, some people I'm sure maybe had their doubts about Pradas after losing to Ian Gary there in May,
Mhm.
but he came back, he looked great. He was winning every exchange in that fight, and then last second in the first round pulls off that spinning elbow. It was incredible.
Oh man, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. Carlos Pratis, man, he looks so big and so like long in that octagon when he's versing people, man. He looked so much bigger than Geoff Neal, and just he had reach and he was doing really well. He was landing some jabs and landing some body shots, and then just came in with that spinning elbow round one right at the end, man. Buzzer beater. That was insane. That was insane.
Yeah, it was crazy. And especially like early in the fight, I know he was taking a few those leg kicks from Jeff Neal. And then he kind of
Mhm.
started to dish out his own. He was winning pretty much every exchange in that first round. He just looked great. And now Dana already promised him a spot on that UFC Rio card coming up in October. And he called out Leon Edwards for that fight. So what do you think about that one there, if that were to happen?
That that would be a really, really interesting fight to make. Leon Edwards versus Carlos Prates. That'd be a really good fight to put on that Rio card. I haven't seen Leon fight in a long while, so making an octagon return would be amazing. And then, yeah, to add that fight onto the Olivier Faisiev card would be amazing.
Yeah, exactly, and especially with Leon coming off the loss to Sean Brady, that was just a pure grappling. He just got dominated in that one. So it'll be really interesting to see him come back against a striker to see what he can do in this first fight back from the back-to-back losses. Obviously, he was a champion there for had a few title defenses, but yeah, it'll be really interesting to see him come back against up and coming striker and see if he's still got what it takes to be a contender in that division, or if he's just gonna maybe become a gatekeeper now. Who knows?
Yeah, he might become one of those guys that just, gatekeeps people coming into that division. And, you always need people like that. And Leon Edwards, he's a tough customer. He is. He really is. But yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. And if this fight goes on, then we'll see the outcome.
Yeah, exactly. And then now let's move on here to the Michael Venom Page versus Jared Cannonier fight. That was my Mega Max whale play of the day. Going into the fight, I took Michael Venom Page, and I am so glad I did. He might be my favorite fighter to watch in the UFC after that performance. Like, it's the showmanship and the skill to be able to just land shots at will and dodge everything. Like, it was a masterpiece. Like, that's like, it's so tough to fight a guy like Michael Venom Page because you can't hit him and you just get frustrated. You saw Jared Cannonier getting frustrated out there with how he just
Mhm.
can't hit him but proceeds to keep getting hit. And then we even had MVP throwing it. He had some big shots there. They didn't count as official knockdowns, but he had two knockdowns there, one in the first, one in the second. And
Yeah.
yeah, just seeing the power from him on top of the ability to hit and not get hit, it was insane.
Yeah, I know it was crazy, man. And Michael Venom Page's style, it's so hard to read with
Yeah.
his hands down dropped like that. That karate style, it's just you can't read it. And he's so unorthodox. He's making all these weird movements, and like you said, yeah, he's doing all the showmanship stuff on top of that while putting on a performance like that. It was crazy. It was really cool to see. I think he earned that decision, and I'm curious to see where Jared Cannonier ends up on the rankings now. I see he's at the number 9 spot, but we'll see what happens with that on Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with Cannoneer. He's 41 years old now at this point. Like, who knows how much gas he has left in the tank? I know he beat Gregory Rodriguez in his last fight before MVP here, but I don't know. I feel like he's going to be a guy that's kind of in the 10 to 15 range, kind of as just a rankings gatekeeper now. He had his time. He was great, but yeah, I don't know if there's much left for him. And then also though, I do want to point out in that third round, MVP starting to get a little too flashy, throws a Superman punch, gets taken down, and is basically stuck on the ground for 4 minutes there. So what do you think about that with yeah, kind of getting caught there?
Man, that would have been cool if that Superman punch would have landed. But yeah, he really like showmanship. He's trying all these cool, different, flashy moves, and he did overstep a little bit and kind of paid the price on that one. But he did still end up with the win, and yeah, like I said, it would have been really cool to see that land and see what
Yeah,
kind of damage that produced. But yeah, I guess we'll never
no,
know.
for
But who knows?
sure.
Maybe in the future, he'll throw some more like that.
Exactly. Yeah. And then the thing that I was thinking with that is it he needs to tone back the showmanship a little bit, or does he just really need to work on his ground game and being able to get up? Because this is the second time we've seen him with the grappling where it's kind of cost him rounds. Like against Ian Gary, he had 2 rounds there where Ian Gary just kind of controlled him and he couldn't do anything. He couldn't escape it. He couldn't get out of there. So I don't know if that's going to be obviously I think he's going to have to improve that if he wants to become a champion. But yeah, it's with his grappling, he just needs to be able. He doesn't need to become an offensive grappler. He just needs to be able to get out of those situations and get back to where what he does best, and that's being on the feet and throwing strikes.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that too. The showmanship is there. Yeah, he could tone it back a little bit and work on that wrestling, work on that grappling. Like you said, he doesn't need to work on like offensive grappling. He doesn't need to learn how to like, take people down in a double leg and then, go for a submission. He just needs to learn how to take bottom control and then just do a sweep and get out of there. If he can do that, man, I think he'll be a really, really good fighter. He's amazing stand up. There's nothing I would say about his stand up. I mean, obviously his style is different, so he's gonna fight different, but I think he's doing it right and he's found what kind of works for him. But yeah, he just has to polish up that wrestling and then maybe we'll see, he could become top ranked guy in the middleweight division.
Exactly, and now he's got so many options with being a welterweight and a middleweight. Because he even said at the press conference, he said he still feels like a welterweight that's just not weight cutting, as Dustin Poirier said back when he was a featherweight and fight in between featherweight and lightweight. So it'll be interesting
Mhm.
to see where the UFC keeps him. I know he said he'd be willing to fight Carlos Prades on that Rio card. That would be a hell of a fight. But he's just got so many options now with winning at middleweight and at welterweight against legitimate guys. So it'll be really interesting to see with that.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I'm curious to see his future, and I'm excited to see who he fights next.
Yeah.
Should be really good.
All right, moving on now to a big upset on the card. We had Tim Elliott defeating Kai Asakura with a second round submission. With that fight, I found in the first round, after Tim Elliott landed that takedown, it almost seemed like Asakura was afraid to get into exchanges just because of the takedown threat. So it's with a guy like that, you need to have a ground game, especially in today's UFC. Like
Hmm.
every I feel like in every division, especially in the lighter ones, there's so many guys that are just elite grapplers down there. And with Tim Elliott being 38 years old, hasn't fought in 2 years, being able to maul you on the ground like that and get a submission, it's I don't know. With Kaya Sakura, I really don't know what the future's looking like for him.
I know, man. It's really sad. It's really sad. He was coming into the UFC with all this hype behind him. that he was just like this excellent fighter in other promotions, which he was. But he comes in the UFC and then gets his first loss, and then here you are with another one, and it's really upsetting to see because there's all this hype behind him, and yeah, I think he just has to work on his ground game and work on like it's kind of similar situation with MVP. Like he just have to work on how to sweep and get out of there, and
Yeah,
then bring it back up. Because when he was on his feet, he was real fast. He was a
yeah,
fast guy,
yeah. He landed a
but
few big shots there.
yep, and just has to polish up the wrestling, and it's really upsetting to see because I'd love to see Kai go far in the division.
Yeah. No, and with the MVP comparison there, the one thing I feel like with MVP, at least his speed helps him avoid the takedowns. It doesn't completely eliminate it. We saw it with Cannonier there, and we saw it against Ian Gary. But just his
Mhm.
speed and his distance control, it just makes it with him so much easier to avoid the takedowns. It's just once he gets taken down, he's screwed. Versus Asakura,
Yeah.
it seems like they're just taking him down at will at this point.
Yeah, no, that's very true. That's very true. He needs to work on his speed, and they're taking him down with ease. It's sad to see.
Yeah. All right, now we'll talk a bit about the prelims here. The first one I want to talk here, we got Michael Olszewski with his 8th UFC first round knockout. That was a great performance from him. At the same time, not a very good performance from GM3. I know a lot of people are saying he should be retiring after that one. Dana said otherwise. But yeah, not the best. Just yeah, gets taken down, just pulls guard. What did you think about that one?
Yeah, GM3 man, um yeah, he just pulled guard and couldn't really do much from that. And then yeah, like he's getting old. He's a little bit old. He's not done yet. He's 37. He can still do some stuff, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's the future for him.
Yeah.
Um he lost back in April, and yeah,
Yeah.
we
Well,
need to see a win from him for him to be able to move forward.
yeah. And then with Olszewski, this is his second fight training with the Fighting Nerds, and this is his second knockout in a row now, both in the first round. So it seems like he's
Wow.
starting to turn it around there. Before that, he was getting submitted quite a bit. And now it's almost at this point. If he can just work on his submission defense, it seems to be the story with a lot of these guys working on their ground game and not getting taken down, not getting submitted. He could be legit because, yeah, I remember watching last summer when he got submitted via an armbar from Kevin Holland there. But yeah, in these last two fights, he's looked great. He's got knockouts very quick in both of them, and yeah, he might be another rising guy in that middleweight division.
Yeah, for sure. I would 100% agree with that. He's right at that good age, prime age. He's 30 years old. He's still got many, many years left. And yeah, like you said, he's been training with the Fighting Nerds, and he's been doing excellent ever since doing that. And yeah, I'm curious to see what happens for Michael there. He's a former light heavyweight champion back in Poland for Thunderstrike, and I'd love to see some of that talent come over here.
Yeah, exactly. And then another prelim that I kind of want to talk about here, Chase Hooper. He not the result he was looking for. I was quite surprised, even though I said in my video I know nothing about Alexander Hernandez. But yeah, he just wasn't like he got caught from that shot. He didn't look great. No, he didn't even try shooting a takedown. Or no, he was 0
I
for,
know.
0 for 2 on takedown attempts. But yeah, just wasn't able to get the fight to the ground. And then you saw him losing these exchanges on the feet and then gets dropped and finished in the first round.
Yeah, yeah, it was a sad thing to see. I don't know much about Alex Hernandez, but Chase Hooper, man, I was hoping to see more from him for that for sure. Um, yeah, round one knockout right at the very end there.
Mhm.
It's too bad to see. He had 20 significant strikes. He had a bit more than Alex, but just couldn't get it done. Couldn't get it done that night.
Yeah, no, that was too bad for him because I don't even know like what's next because like I feel like with a guy like Chase Hooper, I don't know, he almost could drop down like with how skinny he is.
Hmm.
I could see him moving a featherweight maybe. Like I don't know, just with how stacked lightweight is. Like coming off a loss like that, it's going to be tough for him to work his way back up to make his way to the rankings and eventually get his way to a title shot. But at least on the bright side, he is still young. I believe he's what 25 years old. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's still plenty of career left for Chase Hooper. But yeah, that's not the performance he was looking for last night.
No, 100%. It might be a good idea for him to cut weight and then yeah, go down to featherweight, see how he does down there. But yeah, like you said, lightweight is a stacked division. There's a lot of tough customers up there, and yeah, if he's gonna want to prove himself, he's gonna have to improve on a couple things, and he's gonna have to come back on this next fight with a win, hopefully.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's one more fight. Just figured we'd mention the Ultimate Fighter finale for the flyweights was last night.
Mm.
We had Joseph Morales beat Alibi Idris with a second round submission. I don't know if you caught that fight. It was very early on in the night. But yeah, it was. Morales looked really good in that fight. He had a great mix of grappling and striking and just dominated the entire fight. So it's looking like he's 14-2. Yeah, just coming off a big win for him. He's 30
Mhm.
years old, so he's not exactly the youngest, but he could very well start making his way up this flyweight division. And who knows? Maybe we have a new contender coming from the Ultimate Fighter.
Oh man, that'd be so good to see seeing young talent like that is amazing. Congrats to Joseph for that win, man. He deserved it. He did great. Good submission. And yeah, I'd love to see. Unfortunately, I did not catch that fight. It was very early on and I was a little bit busy yesterday, but I hope to catch his next fight and I'll definitely be watching out for him because yeah, great win and he earned that contract, man. That was amazing.
If you made it this far in the video, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please drop a like, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. Let me know what you guys thought about the card. It was a great stacked fight night card yesterday. Honestly, I think it might be one of the might be the best card we've seen this year so far. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. My other socials, you can find me at Killer's Corner MMA. We got the Instagram set up now. We have the Twitter set up, and a TikTok will be coming soon. Stay on the lookout for that. And yeah, thank you guys so much, and we will be back. I don't know. We'll make some sort of post this week, or if not, just we'll get some shorts out there. But yeah, thank you guys for supporting the channel.